Hey YouTube, this is Prometheus once again, guys, giving you another gameplay. I'm going to be using West Coast on offense and the Washington Commanders as my defense. A lot of nickel defense. I'm probably going to be switching up my defense a little bit probably the next time I play a game and post something online for you guys, just because I need to have more heat in my defensive scheme. So I'm going against a guy that is using the Houston Texans, and I'm going to call this gameplay basically my ebook scheme versus his money plays. The guy basically had a handful of plays that he sprinkled into his offense, but for the most part the guy had a very diverse offense. I don't know if he was using something of a custom book, and defensively he sprinkled in a lot of different types of looks and stuff like that, but he was using a lot of hybrid coverages, and he was a very good defensive player too. He picked up in tendencies and he baited me in some bad plays and stuff like that. So anybody that rolls with regs and they use the Houston Oilers, you know, they're a fairly good player, and I can attest that this guy's he's a really good player. I had a hard time playing against him. This is basically the second play. This is a money play that he'd go to on a regular basis, and I think he ran it fairly stock for the most part. But I want to show you, basically, look at my safety. My safety is coming down and biting on this something underneath, and I don't know what I did as far as an adjustment, but look right here, this guy's wide open and he read it perfectly. So he saw the safety came down, nobody was over the top, and he actually hit me for a one-play touchdown on the second play of the game, and it's something you just don't want to do against any kind of an opponent. So I felt like, actually at first I was like, well, how did this happen? I was actually in a cover 2 coverage, so I may have align my safety onto somebody because the way he came down abruptly, I didn't set up my cover 2 match coverage correctly, and as a result he's able to go ahead and get a big play against me. So this is going to be one of those plays that just haunts you throughout the entire game when you give up these these kind of garbage plays against your opponent. So my opponent was running somewhat of a unique defense the first series out. He's using basically the over defense, used to be the big nickel defense, and I'm basically looking to this guy first as my first read, just because I've got a single guy man to line and I've got a dig that's going to be above it. But watch what happens with this particular play. Guy's got outside leverage, so I don't want to throw here. I'm going to wait for the dig route to clear over top, and I should be able to get an easy completion right here. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Look how this guy floats up into my passing lane, and fortunately for me I get a huge break because that should have been an interception. So he was running some type of weak side blitz 3. There had to be some type of matching principles because that guy didn't release to the outside. He went back up. Maybe he did some type of a coverage adjustment. He might have put that guy in some type of a hook zone, but it definitely caught me off guard. I'm assuming that he's basically in the alignment. I'm assuming he's in cover 3 once again, so I jump into a halfback draw just to see if the guys fall back. They do. I got a lane right here, and I should be able to get some pretty good yards, but look, this guy just comes right off the block. He's able to tackle me for a 4-yard gainer, but that could have been a bigger play right there in that type of situation. So back at 3rd and 6, he's got his guys pressed down. On the inside, he's got 2 high safeties that look like they're going to fall back into deep halves. I'm thinking this man coverage all the way, so I'm going to go ahead and set up my man beaters right here. And basically I've got the whip route, I've got the smoke route right here to pull this down, to open up this lane right here for an easy completion because the safety has to play over the top. Go ahead, run the ball. He's using the safety down here. And I think I actually hit the whip. This guy actually got bumped off his route. It's supposed to be a whip, and he actually got pressed and bumped off his route. I actually go ahead and just hit Boyd right over the middle of the field with my play right there. So worked out in the end. It didn't work. The execution wasn't there. So right here I've got this guy lined up perfectly. I'm thinking some type of a cover 1 hole type coverage. So I'm going to jump into my man beaters right here. I think I streaked up Higgins just to clear out the zones. And once again, this guy falls into the passing lane, but he slides up into my next read, my number 2. So what do? I come back to this route again and get the completion underneath and pick it back up. So he was running some type of weird coverage that was messing up my reads. Somehow he's getting some outside leverage and then coming back in again. So it might have been some of the shading that he was doing, but it's very high level Madden. This is not stuff that you see with someone who's like everyday player. So I figured that he's going to go ahead and try to use this cover 3 shell again, match principle. And basically what I wanted to do is I wanted to see if this guy matched up perfectly, if he matched, or if he's going to open up this window underneath the streak route that I'm going to throw. So I'm going to watch this really quick, and if these guys are taken away, I just got the check down underneath with the running back. So that's where my third progression is going to be with the reads. But look how this guy slides up and then bites down. I know the sideline is going to be wide open for an easy completion. So that's where I'm going to go with the ball right there. And I'm going to just go ahead and possession catch it, get my completion, get a first down, and force him to start thinking about his defense and if he's running the right defense. So you can see, because he's running so much cover 3, I'm going to actually start coming out of a halfback draw as my base play. But these guys are all shaded in. Once again, he's got 2 high safety looks, so this is cover 2 man. So I want to go ahead and try to hit this guy with some type of a man beater. Jump into, let's see what I jump into in this play. I'm running the clock down right here. Go into this here play. This is my cover 2 beater, but I've got basically the whip concept and then the dig concept over the top. I'm going to go right back to that concept again against cover 2, and I've got my release underneath. So if this guy jumps into a quick, my first read is going to be this guy. If he comes out to the running back, that means this man coverage, and then I've got my 1 and my 2 over here to kind of make my progressions from there from the coverage. Look what he does. He brought his safety down right here in this type of situation. So I think he hooked up his safety, but because I've got my whip route, which usually is going to get separation against man, I'm able to complete that and do that. So this guy played really high level Madden. He was a really smart player. He took away a lot of reads and progressions and stuff like that. So the more I look at this film, I'm going, wow, this could have been a blowout if I didn't have any kind of a concept, if I didn't conceptually know what I was doing with my my play. He actually got me out of my comfort zone. I like to do a lot of underneath stuff. Right here, once again, I'm seeing man coverage. Guys are basically pressed. I got a 2 high safety. I'm thinking man coverage on these alignments, and I'm going to be looking to this little hitch route because he should get outside leverage. He had inside leverage, and then basically he shaded his guys globally to the outside after the play was set when he pressed. So now I know I've got inside leverage with this curl route because he's going to be playing me on the outside. So that's why I do a curl route. This route is available, but he's using his safeties, so he's going to be looking for that route over the middle of the field. Watch how he chases. He sits down here, and then I think he chases this guy. See how he's chasing? See how he's chasing right there? He knows what he's doing. This guy knows what he's doing. He's doing leverage type stuff. I've got an underneath route, but I know that my wide receiver is going to go ahead and complete this. So this is just really smart football by him. This is high level Madden type player. Anybody's rolling with frickin' Houston, they're making competitive games. They know what they're doing. So as I said before, that was how I read it. I think I just came out of a draw play just to see if it dropped. I actually just went with a halfback dive. See if I can squeeze it in. These guys just frickin' killed me in the gaps. They just came in and just destroyed my guy, and actually just put me in a big bind right there. So 2nd and goal type of situation. He goes into a safety blitz and just kills the gaps right there. So right here in this type of situation, I decided to go into slants because he's running the safety blitz. So I'm assuming this guy's going to be matched up. I'm going to pull that guy out. I've got inside leverage. I should be able to go ahead and hit this area right here. And then once again, I've got this guy getting pulled out by this guy, and I should have a window to basically hit against my opponent right here. This guy baited me on this particular play. So he's using this guy right here. Watch what happens on the backside. I didn't even look to the left side, but he's using this guy out to the flat. The flat route's not going to win. I've got the slant route on the back side of it. Look what's going on. This guy's dragging out, and now he stops. He's going to carry these routes, so this slant route is completely bracketed. How did this guy know I was doing slants? This is a play that I rarely use down in the red zone, but I decided to use it. He's got this stuff boxed up, just completely boxed up, not triangled up. He's got it boxed up. So that's just this over here is dead. Slants. He can double team the slot receiver. So he's got a double team going on here, and I've got a slant on the back side. He uses his guys right here. I think he's only got two guys rushing. He's got basically two guys over the middle of the field. He uses the edge defender. It takes away the other slant. I threw it right to him. Right to him. Just great defense. You don't really see a lot of people use man coverage down in the red zone. Most people will jump in zone, and it was just really good defense by him to make that play. So now I'm in a bind right here. You know what I mean? If he gets first downs, he chews up the clock. He goes up 14-0 into the next half. I'm going to be in a serious bind. And he's not running the same plays over and over again. He's running, you know, look, this is a very heavy set. I think he's got like 3 tight ends on this one side running the play. And I'm trying to stay consistent to some of the schemes I like to use. Now he goes into, obviously, the meta. He's got the gun type formation. I think what I did is I tried to jump into cover 2. This guy slid out. He slid in. I don't know what defense I was in. I didn't see the play art, but right here he goes. He's got just a basic, dig concept guy over the middle of the field, and look what he does. He checks it down. You know what I mean? A lot of the players want to do stuff over the top and try to get those one-play touchdowns. This guy's already beaten me over the top, but he still checks it down. In this type of situation, he gets a really good stop right there. If he had a better team, he probably would have got a first down, but I'm able to put him into a 3rd-and-2 situation. Now I think he's in basically a stacked wing set. I slide my guys over. I'm just going with an aggressive man blitz. He's going to fall back into a deep blue if he's blocking this guy. But I think what he did is he just ran it. And I slid my guys over there just so he didn't have any kind of like really good gaps. I probably should have took this guy down into the gap just to make it a little bit harder for him to run. And he just runs it right up the middle of the field. And look, the double team just takes me out of the gap. And he's just got a huge highway to get a first down. So really good blocking right there. Good decision. Huddles, I jump into cover 4 just because I want to change things up a little bit. I do QB spy. He runs the ball. And I think my defensive end comes out after he picks up, I think, like 4 or 5 yards right there. So another good run. Now he jumps into, I think, a trip set, or no, this is his set that he used on the previous one-play touchdown. It's basically a double set. He's got, I think what he's got set up, he's got a streak, and then he's got it in, and then I think he's got this guy dragging underneath, and he's got a deep post on the backside. He runs a stock, and then he's got play action with the running back. So let's go ahead and watch this play action. This guy gets a massive release across the middle of the field. He's got my guy matching, coming across the middle of the field, and he's got a post, and then I've got my middle third. I think I'm playing down in the box here, and he just takes a shot over the top of me, and luckily for me, Bates is able to make a play. That should have been an interception. I should have got an interception on that. I think he aggressive catched over me, but play action dagger was his play that he would jump into to get one-play touchdowns, and it was really effective for him. You could see him come back to that again. So 3rd and 4 situation, I think I go with just basically a man blitz here in this type of situation, and I'm able to go ahead and catch him in a screenplay. You can see the screenplay was developing, but this one defender just comes in clean. And fortunately for me, since he has a bad quarterback, I'm able to get a sack and put him in a 4th and 13. So just really, really good, gameplay choices. He actually punts the ball smartly. No reason to give me a short field, make me work the distance, because he's got really good defense. This guy's, I would make this guy do this too. So he's got his guy off coverage. I just figured I'd try to hit him with a quick out here because he's been blending in a lot of cover 3 against me, and surprise, surprise, he's in man coverage. And I think he's got some type of a purple out here. As a hybrid adjustment. I'm able to get a completion right there, but that could have been ugly. That could have been a pick 6 the other way. But what I think he was doing, he was using double safeties and taking these guys and putting them in blues, or manually using one of those guys. So just a good coverage type of coverage. I go ahead and try to go and smoke this guy up, put a out route right here, and then I've got the flat and the dig. I don't know if I did anything with the running back. I think I actually left him in. This guy wasn't blitzing me, but he was catching me off guard as far as his hybrid adjustments. So now he's using this safety right here. So I saw that user, and he showed me that he can pick me off. So now I have to stay away from his user. Out route is bumped. I think he's got outside leverage with his guys. So I'm just going to wait for my backside dig to clear up, and fortunately for me, I'm not going to throw it in front of his spy, so I'm able to go and catch that, get a nice little completion. So that's why it's good to have a combination. If you're running against guys running a lot of man coverages, having an out route and having an in route, just so that if they do any kind of global adjustments, I'm not going to be able to catch that. So now I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to try to see if I can press him over the top with this route. So I'm going to jump into this play really quick. Motion over my guy. And see if I can just hit him over the top of the coverage right here with his guys with the switch concept. And I've got a drag underneath. And he's got a blue out there, but I just don't like the leverage of this defender. This defender's over the top. He's riding me on the outside, so I'm going to check it down right here. I could have went back to this route, but because this guy's not clearing out, he's really not going to do any good for me. So I'm just going to check it down with the tight end and go ahead and live on for another play. So I take a timeout right there. What did I see right here? Okay, so I jump into this play. This is kind of a scramble drill. I think I got to this play a little bit late. So all I really did is I'm really looking for chase over the top, and then I've got a slant underneath because he's running a lot of man coverages. And right here, he comes in to the 3 wide side and Chase is open. So I finally got that opening. Go ahead, throw that, get a nice release. I probably should have went to the sideline in this type of situation, but I just took a timeout. Smart thing is to get the ball out of bounds and live another day. So back at it again. Okay, so this defender slide in slightly. These guys are off. So I'm thinking this is cover 4 in this type of situation. Just go ahead and, guys, give you just a little visualization of what type of coverage I'm seeing. I'm seeing cover 4 because this guy's slightly off. He's off the line right here. So I'm going to go ahead and try to hit this guy up with a cover 4 coverage. So I use a wheel route because this actually should be an area you're going to look to. I've also got this corner route right here. He's using the safety. These guys kind of float down. I could hit this ball right here with the running back, but I'm watching his safety, so I don't think I was able to swing over to that time. But now he chases Chase, because obviously Chase is the best player on this offense, a skill player, and I'm able to throw right behind him, right in the box with the tight end, because the tight end doesn't get carried with all the other defenders. So I was in I threw right into his lane. That's his user lane. That's his area that he's going to use for cover 4. And basically tie the game up with 35, basically 28 seconds left. So now I switch into man coverage. And I'm just going to use basically, you know, the meta defense out there. I'm just going to use a man version of it. I can't get onto this guy. I'm trying to get onto this guy, and I'm unable to go ahead and click onto him. So I'm in a bind right now. Somehow I dropped this guy back into into coverage, and then I dropped this guy into a deep fourth, and then I'm gonna just user this guy because I can't get. This is the guy I'm trying to get onto. This guy I'm trying to user in this type of situation. So basically, I got to play over the stuff over the top. He's got nowhere to go with it, and he throws the ball out of bounds. So good situation. He basically got a dead play. I don't want to give up a field goal or anything like that. So every time he has a dead play, that's good. That's why I'm running man coverage against this guy, because I want him to try to check things down. He's got all of his timeouts. He's got time for basically 4 plays in this type of situation. Does play action, and this essentially is his money play. So he's got his streak, he's got his dig that he's using, he's got basically the drag underneath, and then he's got his deep post, and the play action pulls everything down in the box. But because I have everything pretty much manned up in the box, you see, he hits the drag underneath. So he just ran that play stock, and he basically just shredded my defense. So now I jump into essentially, you know, I'm still running the same man coverages. He goes into tight formation. He's got room for maybe 3 more plays, depending on how long they take, because you know he's going to burn at least 4 or 5 seconds per play. I don't know what happened in this type of situation. Okay, so look, I double band this guy up. I think I might have been trying to put a cloud flat out here, but look at this alignment. This defender right here is manned up on this guy. Why is this? How am I able to man this guy up? Tell me, how does this happen? I don't know what happened with this coverage. Why this guy got glitched out? I don't even know. I don't think I could take a defensive back down here and man him up on the backside. I don't think it's possible. But look what happens in this type of situation. He snaps the ball, and look at this dude, wide open. This guy's locked up. I've got basically these guys locked up. He just hits me for a 1-play touchdown. I was just disgusted with myself. And I saw the play art right before the ball got snapped, and I'm like, why is this guy cross-man to that wide receiver? I didn't make that adjustment. So I don't know if it's some type of a glitch. I don't know. I didn't do that. There was not an intention for me to cross-man a guy like that. I didn't know if you can do that, but unfortunately, he gets a cheap touchdown because of it, and that's going to kill me in this game because that's cheap touchdown. So back at it again. This guy really runs a lot of hybrid distances. I have to read stuff after the fact. So I'm reading cover 4 in this type of situation. That's what I'm seeing because this guy's slightly shaded in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead. I think what I did is I streaked this guy up, and basically I'm going to look high-low with this sail concept right here. I'm just going to look high-low. I'll check down. I've got plenty of time. It's the beginning of the second half. Just check it down, and you can see everybody got pulled up and pulled out, and I'm able to go and pick up basically almost a first down on that particular play. So I'm going to keep checking away with that. Once again, he's running some coverage against me, so I've got basically a draw play. What am I seeing when I look at this coverage? I'm seeing cover 6, and the reason why is this guy's slightly shaded to the outside, and I got this guy shaded to the inside. So that's my cover 6 read. What I like to do on a cover 6 is just put a slant on the back side here, and it's an easy completion, just because if a defender is going to be into a zone that's going to take that away, he just can't get to it. So that's kind of the adjustment that I'm going to do. But look what he does. He quickly adjusts his guys out. They straighten out against me, and I think I check back into the draw play, but I get smoked. He jumps into man coverages, and he just completely smokes me on draw. Draw, you never use a draw against a man blitz. Never, never, never do it, because you're going to get smoked like that. So I went from basically a 2nd and inches into a 3rd and 5. So I lost 5 yards on that particular play. Great decision by him. He went into over Storm Brave. Just a great decision to do that. Really, really good decision. So back at it again. Making some adjustments here. I'm seeing outside shading right here. So I'm thinking this is going to be cover 3. And previously when I was doing the little whip route, this guy would float and then he would float up. So I'm looking to this area right here. And if I have to, I'll check it down here. So my reads are corner 2, maybe 3 right here. I just want to basically go ahead and try to hit that shot right there. I got a slant in the backside as my 3rd progression of the 4th progression. He pushes my guy down, meaning he's got to play the sideline, and I'm going to go ahead and get a nice little completion on the backside right here. So able to go and complete it, and then right there get a nice little completion right there and stop the ball. So once again, cover 6. See this guy shaded on the outside, this guy's shaded on the inside. He's lined up. That's telling me it's cover 6 all day. And when I see something like that, I can leave the draw in. And I do. Then I'm able to go ahead and get a nice little run against him for some yards. So when he's in cover 6, I can go ahead and run the play. Right here, this is outside shading. I think this is cover 6. Well, I'm reading cover 6 again. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into, let's see if I stay in this play. I'm really looking to this route right here. This is my route because a lot of times these defenders will float up. So this is my number 1 against cover 6 because this guy's going to take away that out, and I just want to get a nice little completion underneath. Some reason this is not cover 6. This guy comes down and bites on it. So now I'm like, where do I go with it? I'm trying to look. It's a hole play because this guy's sitting in the hole. He's got a single high safety. And I'm just waiting and waiting and waiting. I'm thinking of throwing this ball away, but Chase breaks open for me. He gets leverage. He's outside leverage. This guy's 94 speed, and I get a phenomenal completion or phenomenal throw by Burrow to be able to get the ball into the end zone and get a touchdown. So that was a great play right there. Great situation. 3 minutes, 2 minutes and 37 seconds left. I'm going to jump into cover 2. And this is, these common money plays that people like to use. I'm trailing with this guy, but I've got the 2 safeties high right here. And I think he kind of froze with his reads. He didn't know where to go with it. And this guy does not come back with it. I probably need to click on and actually get an interception. I'm not a click on user player, but that messed up his reads with his money play, with that tight money play that a lot of people use. Now I go ahead and jump into basically cover 3, slide my line over. I want to get some integrity. He's got a trip set, so he's got his 1, his 2, and his 3. And I'm going to just go ahead. I've got these guys matched up and match. I've got this guy should match up on the tight end. And I'm just going to play anything underneath, and I've got a seam flat in the backside. And I think what he did with this is he basically, okay, so I actually went ahead and manned up the running back, and then I was going to user away the tight end. That was going to be my responsibility. But I'd be able to go ahead and get him into a 3rd and 8 situation. He picked up 2 yards, and I think he quickly no-huddled me. He went back into his favorite play, which is the doubles, I think, and this is where he's using that play action, but he doesn't. Smart play, man. This is a really smart play. Halfback angle. I haven't seen it all day. Just a simple Ohio concept halfback angle. This is something I've thrown into my scheme. Just a really good play. Good time to jump into that, man. That was just sometimes when you get mad at your opponents, but sometimes you got to look back at him and go, that was smart, man. That was a really good choice. So that's the thing. I gotta holler out this guy. He's a smart Madden football player. So goes into a run play right there. I get a guy that tackles Pierce behind the line of scrimmage, and look, he breaks a tackle, breaks another, he gets a first down. Yep, gotta love that with Madden, but you know, everybody's been on the other side of those plays too. So back at it again. I jump into cover 4. I've got man alignment on because I left it on from the previous series. So I go ahead and just kind of change things up a little bit. I'm on a 3-rec hook, and I get some really good block sheds with my defensive line. And what does he do? He throws the ball away. He doesn't try to become a hero. He just gets rid of the ball. Smart play. Live to play another day. So back at it again. I'm going to go into my cover 2 match coverage, see how he reads it, and he just takes the ball and just runs it right up my gut. Picks up, I think, 4 yards on that particular play. Then he goes ahead and jumps back into, these Madden money plays, guys. You know this play. I think this is where the streak is up here. I think you got your crossing route over the top, and then I think you got a corner that goes over here, and then I think you got your corner on this backside with this your play. We'll see a play art when we do this. He's been looking for the zones over the top, and as a result, hits me with play action. He could throw this, but I've got a good safety over the middle of the field. This guy's floating back in the zone. Look what he does. He checks it down. Take the check down, man. Don't be a hero. Just get a first down. So this guy's very aware of the clock. He's very aware of what's going on. I think this is trace set right here. And I think he hit me with just the basic verticals. I'm playing the seam. So if this guy goes up in the seam, I'm going to have to play that too. That's going to be my responsibility with this. And I just think he hits me with the basic verticals play. So he's reading cover 3, I think. No, he just hits me with just a 56 trap. And he's able to go ahead and pick up, 2 yards off that. So he's not giving up on the run. See, a lot of players, when they get in crunch time, they get in fourth quarter, they will give up on the run and just start passing the ball if it's a tight game. This guy did not do that. So now I see how I shifted my guys over. I man them lined over just so I can get some gap integrity. And right here goes in basic verticals, man. So he's got this crosser right here. I'm carrying with this guy. This guy's carried. These guys are carried. And looks what he does. Just checks it down. Hey, man, I'll take my first down. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. I'll take my first down. I'm not afraid to check it down. So now he goes into a heavier set. He's got a wing set right here. So he's got the wing set. I don't even know what defense. So I'm just going to stay with this cover 2 coverage. I just want to see how he deals with it. I should have probably just moved my guys over a little bit off to the right. But I got these guys, up front. And he's got an Ohio concept, smoke, or an out. So this should be open if he waited for it, but I don't think he does. I think he's looking for the squad underneath. And I get a block shed right here. So you can see this guy's coming down to the Ohio. And this is going to be wide open. So just a really good, yeah, that was just good defense. It just got a block shed more than anything else. So back at it again right here. Let me see if he goes back into play action. So now he's got, okay, so this is play action. No, he goes into screenplay. So he tried a screen earlier, and I actually hit a blitz styled up. I'm trying to take away this seam route because he's been hitting me with that. He jumps into a screen, gets really good blocking. He's able to go ahead and get the ball down into the ends, or down to the 11-yard line. So really good decision right there. I go ahead. I think I'm running cover 2 exclusively down in the red zone against this guy because this guy's made really good reads. He made some phenomenal decisions. I'm just running some cloud flats. I don't think I did any kind of squat flats against him. And he's just using a simple mesh concept. That should have been an interception. Should have been interception. I should have got an interception right here. So this is the difference between losing a game and winning a game, is when you don't get those type of breaks down in the red zone. Now I'm playing the Bengals. I'm in my home territory. Those are the type of things you expect to get. Goes with an inside run on the previous play, and because I've got a wide stance, he's just killing me right up the middle. Gets a touchdown. So it's one of those things like the momentum of the game. You just get so aggravated with that type of stuff. So let's go ahead and take a look. Okay, this is what my thought process is in this type of situation. My thought process is, okay, I'm going to go ahead and get the ball down into the red zone. I'm going to shoot down as much clock. I want to clock this guy as much as possible. I'm going for 2. I do not want to give this guy any kind of opportunity to get the ball back and get a 20-second score. He's shown it to me already that he can do that type of stuff, so I don't want to do that again. Now I'm seeing cover 2 in this type of situation. I'm reading cover 2, so you see I should streak this guy up. This should be a streak because I'm reading cover 2. But I just didn't like his, I think he readjusted, so I do a whip underneath. Because I think when I jumped into this play, he knew he had to get out of his set. So he ran cover 2, and then he went ahead and jumped out of it and made an adjustment. So that's why I had the whip route right here. He's carrying with this guy, making sure that I can't hit him over the top. So I check it down to the whip underneath and only pick up a handful of yards right there. So you get in this type of situation, you got to be picking up some chunk yards. So once again, he's showing me cover 2. So he's got this guy leveraged on the outside. He's got this guy leveraged on the inside. I'm reading cover 2. No, not cover 2, man. I'm reading cover 2, which is not bad, but I'm reading cover 2 in this type of situation. So I've got a play for cover 2 that I haven't shown him the entire game. And it's this play. It's a slot post. I'm going to run this thing stock. I will wheel up the running back. That's one adjustment. I'm going to snap the ball, and I'm looking for this lane right here with the tight end going up into it. That's where I'm looking to. And I can see the running back. I could have checked it down. He got a first down. And this guy has to come down and respect the running back. And once he bites down, I'm throwing right over the top of it. And I'm doing an inside pass lead for a big completion right there. And I probably could have waited a little bit more and got a touchdown, but I want to chew this clock down. I don't want to give this guy the ball back. I want to go for 2-point conversion and just get out of this game with a victory. So inside run right here. I basically went to the outside, and he saw that, filled up the gap on the outside. It could have been for more yards, but you can see I'm going to start chewing this clock down as much as possible in this type of situation. So now I go ahead, I think I jump back into the smash concept. I like how this flips things around. It kind of confuses people. And I'm going to have a wheel concept off the left side right here, so it gives me another area to look to. He goes over to the trip set, and he's playing the trip set, but I know the slant should get past him. So I'm going to go ahead and look to that slant, because he's going to try to take away Chase. He's been chasing Chase all day, and that's what I want, because I've got other good wide receivers to go ahead and complete it. So right here, just going to chewing the clock down. So look, I took the clock down to 23 seconds left. I got all of my timeouts. I want to basically go ahead and make it where I'm going to be. I'm not going to give this guy the ball. I'm going to score 2, and then basically give him one play to go ahead and get a big play right there. So right here, I get it down. I've got time for maybe 2 to 3, basically 3 to 4 plays. Back at it again. I'm thinking this is going to be my one. He's got off coverage with his guys. So I'm going to go ahead and look to the running back route with the play. This guy slides out right here. He's in cover 2. I could have thrown this, but this is my alley right here. This is where I can get my completion. And with really no time left over, I can get the ball in the end zone, go for 2, and basically go ahead and beat this guy out. So, that's basically what I'm thinking. Now I jump into a play that I've labbed on extensively. And basically what I like to do is I put a slant out here to get a little bit more depth. But what I found is this angle route gets really good separation against man and zone coverages. So I'm basically looking for this angle route all the way. I didn't use this play the entire game. I'm using this for this type of situation. So here I go again with this particular play. I'm just going to go ahead and set this up. I'm only looking to one route. This is bad structure. I should have something else on the backside. He's using this backside right here, and he's got a flat route here. He's got another flat route right here. Look what happens with the route development. These guys is double teaming this slot receiver. That is the tight end. And I've got the slant here that he's actually taking away. He's got this other guy taken away. Just basically everything's all locked up. and I rushed the ball, threw it, incomplete pass. So this guy had really good defense in the red zone. I made a lot of bad decisions, and unfortunately I'm not able to go ahead and pick up a victory against him. But high Madden play. This is just really high stuff. This guy's really smart player. So guys, if you like these breakdowns, make sure you go ahead and hit the like, subscribe button, and if you've ever seen people run stuff like this, let me know. So thanks for your support, guys. Until next time.